He got better.
Let,
He got better.
let's switch now to the linebacker spot because you had a little bit of a surprise there. So in a 4-3, your base defense, non-nickel package, who are your three starting linebackers you're projecting?
So strong side, I'm going Curtis Robinson. They signed him to a 1-year deal. He was a restricted free agent. They nixed that out in the bud, and they signed him to a 1-year deal. Obviously, the ACL injury is good, and for some reason, they brought him into camp to compete for a spot. Now, again, another player, knows the system, been here for a while. I think it's trust, right? I trust him with the system. We saw a lot of missed tackles out of D. Winters, even though he's younger, but he also stayed injured last year. So, am I going to put the full workload on this young guy going into year 3, right? Year 3, that's the Jair Brown draft, right? Or do I feel like starting off in the season on base downs, I'm going to go with the guy that literally was linebacker 2 last year. He was linebacker 2, got injured. We had to sign that bum.
Yeah.
And the rest was history. So that's why I went with Curtis Robinson on the strong side, Mike linebacker, obviously Fred Warner, and I got the rookie Nick Martin starting on the weak side. Why? Because I just think he's ready to play football, man. I as much as I feel like that was a reach pick, please let me go out and say I was wrong. I can't wait to say I'm wrong. But I still think we reached at 75 to get him due to the coming off the injury, not playing a lot his senior year. But last year in college, I think he left as a junior. But at the end of the day, I'm okay saying I was wrong about that being a reach. I think he gives us the most upside because I think he sees the most snaps in 2025.
Well, like you look at Robert Saleh, he started Fred Warner as a rookie. He started Dre Greenlaw as a rookie.
Oh, shit.
Then he goes to
I didn't even
the
peep.
Jets. He started Jamie and Sherwood the second half of the season as a rookie. He was a 5th rounder, right? So, there is a lot of track record for rookie linebackers in Robert Saleh's system starting as a rookie. You spit a premium 3rd round. That would even like a comp pick 3rd round. That was pick 75.
That was their 3rd round pick.
And I do believe whatever John Lynch said, our first 3 picks that we had scripted, that if it went the way it did, was Michael Williams, Alfred Collins, and Nick Martin. Like, I think this is a guy that they were like, boom, plug and play. We're going to let him chase. We're just going to let him be raw, and we'll learn through it. But, yeah, I'm with you on Nick Martin starting day 1.
And see, my thing is I love D. Winters because I love his ability to play around the line of scrimmage. I think we're forgetting to own in on these guys' strengths, and we've been dealing with their weaknesses because of what they had to do, right? I don't think he's the best in coverage, okay? Now, does he have chase down speed? Absolutely. He can run. He's fast, right? So we saw him chase down tacklers that broke away, but he also missed a lot of tackles as well. The one thing that you know about Nick Martin is when he's healthy, he don't miss. And the volume is high. Like, so if there are missed tackles, it's because he does have a lot of total tackles. I mean, he's always see ball, go get ball. He's coming in with the punch ball out skill from Fred Warner because that's who he grew up watching, right? So he's already coming in ahead of the game than the linebackers we currently have, minus Fred Warner, who I think Nick Martin might be a better tackler than Fred Warner, right? And that's good because now Fred comes in to punch out the ball. He has the speed to cover, in my opinion. We got to still see him in coverage, covering the tight ends, out, however they line him up. So we got to see that. But he has the sideline to sideline speed. D. Winters, rotational guy at this point, but he still can be an impact player. I think the key is to have depth. And I think not having the depth is what's been hurting the 49ers. And now you got a 3rd-year guy with depth that should be well endowed in the system. And I think it's going to definitely get some burn, but maybe more special teams and then comes in as depth, rotative, whatever. And that's the key to me for the linebacking core.
I love it. And one of the statements you made there, that Nick Martin could be a better tackler than Fred Warner. And I think people, anytime you compare anything to Fred Warner, people get kind of like whatever. The film, like, here's my evaluation of Nick Martin's tackling skills, okay? He is an incredible tackler. Sometimes his angles are off, especially against like mobile quarterbacks.
Like
he'll get burned early, but then he fixes it late. Like, again, if you watch Nick Martin tape, first quarter's the worst quarter. And it just gets better and better and better throughout the game. Like, he's still raw. He still has not had a lot of experience, basically 1 year as a full starter. So you're betting on the upside with Nick Martin.